The alienation of the pursuit of equality between men and women, Part 6 on the subject of the Oriental philosopher's analysis of the perplexity of mankind. In modern times, the social movement for the pursuit of equality with the concept of human rights as its core value, is surging. In this historical trend, the quest for equality between men and women, or the feminist movement, has become one of the important subjects. In the beginning, the pursuit of equality between men and women was mainly manifested in the pursuit of equality within the scope of the law, that is, equality between men and women in legal personality and legal rights. First, through the equality of legal personality and legal rights, we can deny the political, economic, cultural, and social privileges of men over women which have lasted for thousands of years. In the name of modern law, men and women are required to have equal dignity, status, and personality in social life. In the name of the spirit of the law, it is obviously in line with the vision of justice and humanity to prevent the inequality of men and women in the philosophical sense of life from transforming into political and legal privileges in real life, and to realize equality between men and women in the way of equal legal personality and equal legal rights. In addition, because women are in a weak position in the sense of life philosophy, it is also in line with the principle of justice to make special legal protection provisions for women. However, we see that there is a phenomenon in modern society, that is, the feminist movement is increasingly tending to extreme alienation. This extreme alienation phenomenon, in a word, is the equality of legal personality and legal rights, trying to transcend the category of his own proper rationality and enter the field of denying the philosophy of life. Deny the field of inequality of philosophical personality, deny the inequality of male and female personality, or deny the inequality of male and female philosophical personality. The above-mentioned alienation phenomenon of pursuing equality between men and women is mainly manifested in two aspects. One is the alienation caused by the Communist Party culture or the theory and practice of communism, and the other is the alienation caused by the contemporary white left trend of thought. Then, the Communist Party culture or the theory and practice of communism, the alienation of the feminist movement caused by it, can be summarized in one sentence, that is, the masculinization of women, through the masculinization of women, to pursue the so-called women's liberation. What women can hold up half the sky, women who can do it can also do it. And so on. This series of so-called women's liberation of the belief in expression, is reflected in the trend of female masculinization. The so-called women's liberation is expressed in the way of women's masculinization, which seems to be a just cause of pursuing equality between men and women on the surface, but in fact, it contains basic discrimination against women, because it actually takes men as the standard of life philosophy, while denying the uniqueness of women as the existence of life philosophy. Women are no longer an independent personality of life philosophy because they must be masculine in order to achieve their goal of liberation, which is actually a basic contempt and insult to women. In addition, from the perspective of life aesthetics, the masculinization of women is also an insult and uglification to the beauty of human life. In the Cultural Revolution, the absurd scene of the streets full of women is the ultimate denial of life aesthetics, which is the masculinization of women. Then, the alienation of the feminist movement caused by the white left trend of thought can also be expressed in a word, that is, the neutralization of human beings, or desexualization. That is to say, Bizot's trend of thought wants to castrate people's natural gender differences in order to achieve the so-called social equality between men and women and achieve equal rights between men and women, which is a pursuit that fundamentally violates human nature. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, for example, has demanded that words used in official congressional documents be gender neutral. For example, in Biden's ruling team, some people want to promote the so-called policy of men and women on the same side, and so on. A series of absurd measures are expressing the alienation of the feminist movement. In Western culture, there is a very valuable concept, that is, human rights are endowed. So, what are the most basic human rights? That is, a person has the right to be a woman or a man. He is a man, he has the natural human rights to be a man, a woman she is a woman's natural human rights. The abolition of human gender differences, is human neutralization, itself is a violation of natural logic, contrary to the rights of the apocalypse, but also deprived of the most basic human rights that human beings have. That is, men have the right to be men and women have the right to be women. According to Paroxymon, according to Beethoven, or according to the white left trend of thought, the pursuit of the alienation of the equal rights movement between men and women, then it seems that only Thai ladyboys, or little men with sissy guns, or women with pirate mustaches, are the model of equal rights between men and women. What an absurd pursuit this is! So, how to achieve equality between men and women? Or the pursuit of the cause of equality between men and women, according to what direction of development, it is in line with the aesthetics of life, in line with the requirements of natural human rights. I once said, about this problem, that is to make rocks more like rocks, flowers more like flowers, that is, men and women, according to their own natural guidance, to free sublimation, free development. This is the right way to equal rights between men and women or women's liberation. The realistic pursuit of equal rights between men and women must be strictly limited to the category of equal legal personality and equal legal rights, and must not go beyond the scope of legal rights and equal legal personality. To deny the difference between men and women in the sense of life philosophy is a reaction to human nature, not historical progress. So, how to express a core value of equality between men and women, that is, on the basis of legal rights and equality of legal personality, in accordance with the guidance of the aesthetic spirit, in accordance with the requirements of male and female nature, in their respective direction, sublimation, and development, become the flower of life, meaning blooming on the cliff of nihility destiny. This is what I, an Oriental philosopher, wish to the cause of equality between men and women.